Hey y'all, it's Betsy with Happily Ever After, etc. and welcome back to another Cricut project. So today I'm going to be showing you how to cut the vinyl for this little fall sign. It says welcome to our patch, and then we're going to be adding a little resin pumpkin to the bottom. I will be showing you how to size all of this to work with your resin mold, or if you don't want to use resin, there is a SVG for a cute little cheetah print pumpkin. Very similar to this one, not quite the same, but very similar, that you can put instead. So this can be entirely vinyl or resin and vinyl, which is my favorite combination. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is a pretty quick and easy vinyl project, and I want to get it finished for y'all so that we can move on to the resin portion in our next video. Let's go ahead and open Cricut Design Space, and I'll show you how to work with the SVGs.
Here is our SVG. Now, of course, we are going to be putting our resin pumpkin right here. And so all I've done is taken this SVG and I have grabbed my little pumpkin and I made sure that my pumpkin SVG here is 3.25 wide, which is the same width as my resin pumpkin will be. It's about 3.3. So sizing this guy to match the size in the real world of my resin pumpkin, the rest of this SVG should go together when I take this decal off and put my little resin friend here instead. Of course, if you're not wanting to pour a resin friend, you can cut this out exactly as it is. I've cut this SVG for some pillows a few years back, and they were really cute. So I know from experience that this little cheetah print pumpkin is adorable, but my resin pumpkin is also cheetah print. So, you know, I might have a theme that I like. Either way, we're going to go ahead and weld all three of these together so that they stay in one place and I don't have to figure out their placement once they're cut, and then we'll go ahead and cut them out. So I'm going to select my Maker 3. This piece is pretty big as far as pieces go. He's 11 inches wide, so he's only 6.5 tall, but that's still pretty tall for your joy. Since it is all vinyl, you could easily cut this out in 2 or 3 pieces with your joy and splice them together. You just would have not welded like I just did. But if you're using a Maker 3 or an Explorer, any of those larger 12-inch cutting machines or bigger will work fine. I'm going to use Smart Vinyl with my Maker 3, so I don't need a mat. And I'm using vinyl instead of iron-on, so I don't need to mirror. Going to grab Smart Vinyl Removable and more pressure, and we are good to go. I will meet you at the Cricut. All right, so we are good to go. We've got our white Smart Vinyl loaded up. It is on our roll holder because that just makes it so much easier when you're working with these large rolls. I'm going to load it into our machine. Going to measure how much vinyl we actually need to cut out welcome to our patch, and then we can click go. Right, so before we eject it, we're gonna slice that off. And now we're all set. Welcome to our patch. Can you see it? White is always the hardest. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my weeding tool so we can weed this guy. All right, weeding. So this guy is going to be a little hard, and if we need to, we'll break out the 360 or my bright pad, something that will help us. But essentially, we're going to take out all these little details with our weeding tool and our nails until our design here looks exactly like the one on our Cricut Design Space screen. So
I'm going to come in, get all these little parts of patch. Welcome to R, just everything that is not supposed to be here. The inside of this R, inside of this O, P, A, T, C, H. There's an inside of the H here. So just be careful, especially with those little loopy letters, not to accidentally cut off part of the T or the H, and to get all the insides. And then once we are finished, I will come back and show you how to actually put this baby on our sign. But let me go ahead and finish them because it's going to take a second. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so we've got our little resin pumpkin mold. So as you can see, it has the same cheetah print and it has a cute little sunflower. So it's going to be a fun mold to pour, and it does fit right in that same spot. So that was the goal. But before we can do our resin and put him together, we need to transfer our design. So grab some transfer tape, and we're going to go ahead and get this baby started. Aha. Whew. Causing all kinds of drama. All right, just a second. There we go. Only a little tear. So let's get this guy straight. Perfect. We're going to smooth it from the middle out so there's no air bubbles. Perfect. We've got our transfer tape on now. And we're going to go ahead and use our smoothing tool to make sure all those letters are really on there. Make sure they're all straight, nice and tight. Hear those air pockets being scraped out of there. Do it from the back as well. That always helps. And then we will take it off. All right, so you're going to try taking it from the top. Ooh, the dogs are very excited about this. Now you can see these letters are very loopy. So whenever we're working with loopy letters, we need to be careful that we don't accidentally go too fast, tear one, missing it, not being on the transfer sheet. Especially at the beginning and the end where the letters are less connected. So for example, this W, that is not connected to anything, it stands by itself. For most of these other letters, since they are connected, once you get one going, the rest will kind of all follow. You can stop and re-scrape. You see one that needs a little extra help. Welcome to our, whoop, the U. There we go. Welcome to R, and then we have patch down here.
All right, doing good. Just need the bottom of that P. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all, sometimes I swear this is going to be the last thing I do. But we got all the letters. We're good to go. So let's go ahead and put them down. All right, so make sure this guy is in the middle. Straight. And we're going to smooth from the middle out. So we do not need any air bubbles. Always the middle out. We can lightly go over this with our scraper. And that will always helps. Just try not to do it too much on a sign that I've painted because it can scratch your paint. This sign was not painted. As long as we're using the smooth part of the tool and not the edges, it usually does really well. All right. Dun, 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 dun. It's so cute. Cannot wait until the resin part is done. All right. Oh, this part is just not participating. So once we get our little resin pumpkin on, he'll be the cutest little sign we ever saw. But in the meantime, dun, 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 dun. All right, y'all, I am going to go ahead and go start on the resin. If you want to watch that video, I will link it down below and you'll get to see the finished final sign in that one. Of course, if you're doing the pumpkin as an SVG, you can go ahead and just transfer that directly on and you will be good to go. But in the meantime, if you want more Cricut and resin projects, I have a whole bunch of them. I'm doing several for Christmas this year as well. So make sure you're subscribed to see the Nutcracker and the little Christmas tree, cheetah print Christmas trees, y'all. I'm telling you, cutest thing you ever saw. I will see you in the next video. Bye.